All right, all right. I think we are live again. Send something in the chat if you can hear me. How's it going, Ryan? Andrew, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? I don't know. I don't really think of conspiracies that much. Maybe whether there's aliens on the Earth, something like that. But I don't really have a side. It's just like don't answer. You'll get canceled. Yeah, I was thinking of that too. That's how you put in the Discord. You're quite sick now, coughing. Yep, you can definitely read lots. I usually read a lot when I'm sick or listen to an audiobook. That's always good. I feel like usually when I don't know, I'll usually read, but then I'll also just end up thinking a bunch and I'll get so many ideas and then it gets even more annoying to be sick because you want to actually act on all the different ideas. Yeah, still get some videos up, read lots. It's good. What do I think of night? I don't know what that is. I should know what that is, I feel like. I'm gonna look that up. The rejection of all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless. What do I think of that? I don't think life is meaningless. I think, I don't know, why would you, I don't want to go, I don't want to get canceled, so I don't want to go into any religion or anything, but why would you exist if life was meaningless? Why would we have life if it was meaningless? Thought it was funny. So do you agree with that? Do you agree with nihilism or not? I feel like wouldn't that be just kind of sad? Like no matter what you believe in, if you're just always thinking that life is meaningless. I don't know. Hey, we have 2 people watching now. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like most people would agree with that. At least I hope so. Because it doesn't even really matter what you believe in at that point. It's just like, how can you believe that life is meaningless? I can't see how someone would believe that. They might feel like they don't have a purpose, or they might feel like they're lost or something, and maybe they feel like they don't have meaning. But does that mean life is inherently meaningless? I don't think so. I don't know. That's interesting though. Yeah, I've heard of that before. I just didn't know what it was. Hey, deep questions are good. Deep questions are great. So stoicism, what is stoicism then? Is that just like basically no emotion or something? The endurance of pain or hardship without the display of feelings and without complete. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess stoicism would be yeah, stoicism is based. Yeah, that would be like a lot better because you're not it's not like rejecting life or like has no meaning or something. That's more just should you react emotionally to everything? Should probably not. I feel like everyone does react emotionally, even if they think that they don't, even if you are a very non-emotional person. Because like only everyone has some emotion. Otherwise, you'd just be like AI. AI doesn't have emotion. AI is like the ultimate. AI is the ultimate at stoicism. It's like rational thinking instead of emotional thinking. Yeah, basically like thinking more logically, which is probably good. You know, someone in the Discord brought up like COVID and how I thought this is actually a good example because there were people during COVID. I'm not going to go into like what my views were on COVID or anything, but there's like two people, maybe there's three types of people, but there's two people on each side, right? There's one side who's like, oh, follow everything that the governments say, and vaccines are good, and we need to do all that. And then there were the other side where people were like, oh, COVID just doesn't exist; it's just made up, right? And I feel like both of those are kind of just from emotion, right? They're not made with any actual facts. That's probably why we need deep questions. Otherwise, people just end up following random things that they think they believe in because other people believe in them. That's why, like, it's crazy how like in the US, just like a popular singer or a popular influencer can actually sway votes. To me, that's crazy. I feel like that shouldn't even be a thing. Because to me, that just means people are way too attached to like these random, not random, just like these celebrities and influencers. Um, and I think it's fine if you like a certain influencer or watch someone, but like they have nothing to do with politics or stuff like that. So how can you just because you like their music or whatever they're talking about, all of a sudden you're just gonna vote for whoever they vote for? So that's another example of just emotional thinking, I think. Mm. I've been debating whether or not to be more like on my YouTube channel to be more open about like what I actually think, what I believe in. Not that I don't say what I think. Obviously, all my videos I make like is about things that I try to do, that I'm trying to improve my life. But I still keep it very um, I don't know how to say this, like, without personal opinion, it's more just, "Oh, this type of thing that I do," like, as the simplest example, like, um, "Oh, I have downtime on my iPhone or whatever to help me sleep faster because then all the apps get locked out," or something. So it'd be, like, things like that, but I don't actually talk about deeper, like, beliefs and stuff, like, the things that you mentioned before and, like, what we were just talking about before, um, like, the meaning of life and stuff like that. I don't know, I've been trying to decide if I wanna talk more about that stuff, because I don't want to be, like, controversial really on my YouTube channel, but at the same time, if you're not controversial at all, if you don't say any of your views, then why would someone watch you than someone else? There's plenty of other self-improvement YouTubers out there. Plenty of other ones who talk about the exact same ones with just higher production, better points, better talking, and they already have way more past experience. So I don't know, something interesting. We have 3 people watching here. How are you guys doing? I know Ryan has a YouTube channel. Does anyone else here have a YouTube channel on anything? This is just water, by the way. I should have coffee instead. I had coffee yesterday. I'm trying not to get addicted to coffee. That would be that wouldn't be good, I don't think. I mean, it would taste good right now. I don't know. I had coffee yesterday, like at this time, 4 p.m. Um, and it didn't take me like any longer to fall asleep. I don't think coffee affects me, which is good. Well, it's kind of good, but then kind of bad at the same time because then there's not really any point to drinking coffee. I just like the taste of it. I guess if I want like actual caffeine, I'll have to have more caffeine. Do you think taxing unhealthy foods would help fight obesity? Taxing. Huh. I mean, maybe, but at the same time, people could just always make more money and like they would still want to buy the foods because like with inflation and stuff, like things keep going up, but people still buy them. For example, Lego, right? I used to play a lot of Lego when I was younger, and I still like the sets today, right? The some of the sets are like so expensive now. They're ridiculous. But people are still going to buy them because they just like them. So I feel like I feel like that might be more of just a parental thing. Like unless it happens after um like I forgot where I was going with that. But like if there's kids, then they follow what their parents do. And so if their parents are just eating junk food all the time, then the kids are gonna start eating junk food all the time. And then but that's not always necessarily true. Maybe the kids just try junk food and they're like, "Oh, I like junk food." And the parents don't eat junk food. Their parents aren't obese or anything, but um they don't really guide the kid in the right direction or they just kind of let him do whatever. They're just like, oh, whatever. He just likes eating those type of things. Anyway, I think it comes down more to like separate families than because I feel like that would just be kind of weird to get like the government involved in those type of things. I don't think they should be. Um, but it is true if it's definitely one of the ways that could help because at this point, I mean, yeah, it's all fine. I can say, oh, it's with the families, then families need to be better. But it's just continuing. So the government's if they wanted that, yeah, they would have to do that. Like if they wanted more military or something, and they needed those people to be fit, and not enough citizens are fit, then yeah, they would have to start doing something on a governmental level. I don't know. I don't know if any of that made sense. I don't know a lot about like economics, those type of things. I guess like my point was just in theory, it's up to the families. It should be up to the families and the parents. Like anyone should want to be healthy and should recognize that there's certain behaviors that can make them have more health problems when they're older, right? But that's no one's perfect. You can't just keep saying, "Oh, everyone should be like this," because not everyone's going to change. So yeah, at that point, then maybe the government would just have to get involved. It's an interesting question, though. I've never thought of that. Oh man, you're just like testing me on any podcast that I've listened to and stuff. I don't even like talk about these things on uh on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't think I'll say anything on that one. How are my goals going? They're going good. Like which ones in particular? My, I mean, I guess all of them. I think I achieved almost all my goals last week, like my goals for the week. I just had one, which was sleeping. I'm trying to get my sleeping time up. For some reason, it was really hard. So I have this watch. It's just a Fitbit. I want to get an Apple Watch someday. But anyway, so it has the app, and then it actually tracks my sleep. And I don't know. Sometimes you set the alarm, and then you go into bed, and you're like, "Oh, I should get enough sleep." And then you look at the time you're actually sleeping, and it's always lower than you think. So usually it's around like 6 to 7 hours, and I want to get it to 7 to 8 hours. So last week I had a goal to get an average of 7 hours or more, but it didn't work out. So I just set that goal again for this week. It doesn't look like I'm on track to do that, but I'm gonna try to get a really good sleep tonight. I'm gonna go bed a lot earlier. So it takes me a while to actually fall asleep. I don't know why, but hmm. What about you? How are your goals going? Go to bed at 4 p.m. and then get up at 4 a.m. Oh, I already missed the bedtime. It's 4:20 here. No, I'm gonna try to go to bed tonight, probably like 8 p.m. or something. 8 or 9, because I do need to wake up early tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going biking in Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal. So my goals are going good. I might be able to get some done soon. That's good to hear. My bad, I went upstairs for a second. What did I miss? I don't know, it depends when you went upstairs. I wasn't talking right now, so I don't know what to talk about when this when it runs out of questions. I'm just like, I don't know what. I was just saying that I was gonna go to bed probably like 8 or 9 tonight because tomorrow I have to wake up a lot earlier. But then I also still want to get maybe 8 hours of sleep tonight, which would be good. Actually, I have to. I really should get a good sleep tonight. So I'm going biking tomorrow. So, yeah, all planned out. Not really. I don't really have a plan. I found a place. Um, I'm just gonna talk about biking, even though this channel has nothing to do with biking. But I want to do like a lot of urban biking, like downhill on stairs, stuff like that. But I also found like a big park kind of where there's like some real mountain biking trails. And there seems to be some beginner ones, which I'll probably do because I've never done like real mountain biking with jumps and like the berms, which are basically these things built on the side of trails so that you kind of go faster around the corners on your bike. So I've never actually done those, but I'm gonna try it tomorrow. Try to find a decent one. Maybe do like my first jump. It'll probably be terrible. Hopefully, I don't crash and die. I'm not gonna do like huge. Mountain biking parks are so much fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are. I just haven't been to any. Actually, there was one in Canada. It wasn't a mountain bike park. It was like I don't know who built it in the city that we were in. It's kind of where a construction site was, but someone had like dug out this whole system. It was almost like a BMX park, but just in the dirt. It had like a really steep hill and then another one going back the other way. That was fun. I went down that one a little bit, but I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't really know how to bike that well. It's a really good one in Sherwood Park. Oh, that's cool. Well, maybe I'll check it out because I'm moving to Canada. So that'd be cool. 1.5 more months. Actually, I can check. I think it's just under 2 months. I'm not sure if it's 1.5, but it's 57 days today. So yeah, just under 2 months. It's gonna be cool though. I'll be able to film a lot more content, I think. I mean, I can film a lot of content here, but it'll be all new, right? So, and where I'm staying in or where I'm renting for the first few months, I'm probably not gonna be filming my videos there because having a bunch of roommates. Um, but I'll probably film my videos like just walking outside somewhere, maybe with the city in the background. That would be cool, something like that. And then the place that I'm renting in the beginning also has a gym, which would be cool. Like Eman, yeah, exactly. I actually watched, or I started watching like one of Eman's old videos. And I was like, oh, this is actually really good. I don't know. It's like it seems nostalgic. I mean, I guess it is. 'Cause it is older. Yeah, I would like to do. I know like vlogs on YouTube aren't a huge thing these days. I mean, they are like a big thing, but it's kind of for the creators who already started doing it like a long time ago. But I feel like they're just, I don't know, they're fun to make, and also you don't always have to do it for other people to watch. I mean, you can make it so that other people can watch it, obviously, and find value in it. But also, like, it's literally documenting your progress that you don't write in a journal or something, right? Or maybe you write some of it in a journal, but you don't, but you actually have it like visualized so that you can look back on, or you could show your kids someday, like, hey, look, this is what I was doing at your age. I mean, maybe that would be pretty embarrassing, but I don't know, it'd just be cool. You basically would have your entire life documented if I keep doing this and if I start making more vlogs and stuff. Which, well, I guess if YouTube like goes bankrupt or something someday, or it crashes or something, then I lose all those. But I mean, whatever, things can always happen. So, all right. Well, I'm probably gonna wrap up this live stream in a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes from now. Try to keep them around half an hour. You can make them private too. You don't have to make them public videos. Yeah, exactly. Um, I mean, I probably am just gonna make them public, like, because I'm gonna relate them to self-improvement and stuff, and try to keep making them better. But yeah, it's true. It's weird how like YouTube is a social media platform, but you could almost use it as a um like iCloud or OneDrive, like just to upload your videos and just keep them all private and just use. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna get banned on YouTube for saying that. Because like, hey, that's not how you're supposed to use a service. But I don't do that. I'm just saying like technically you could do that. Would be interesting. There's probably something in their policies that says that you can't do that though, because all the other platforms like iCloud or OneDrive or um I don't really know any other ones, but they always have limits, right? And then you have to pay for more. You can pay for usually like up to, I mean, you can get crazy amounts of storage. You can pay for up to like 10 terabytes now. But then on YouTube, you could just, it's free and you would keep uploading. So I don't know. Maybe they would pick up on that. If you're just uploading private videos, they'd be like, what are you doing? So, but if you make them so that they can be public, I mean, as long as you make them decent, like what's the worst that would really happen? You're just kind of making your personal brand better, right? So, Looks like we have 2 people watching again. How's it going? Have you guys listened to any good podcasts recently? Or just what's a podcast that you've listened to recently? One about George Orwell and how he wrote 1984. That's cool. I still haven't read 1984. I've just heard about it, and I kind of know, like, the main parts of it. I should probably read it, though. I've read Animal Farm, which I believe was by George Orwell as well. Podcast that I was listening to today, I haven't finished it, is between the host is Jack Neal and the guest is Roy Lee, who is the founder of Cluely, which I had no idea what that was, but it's like some sort of AI software thing. Anyway, I think he's like 20, and yeah, it's really interesting conversation about AI and stuff. All right, well, it's been half an hour, so I think I'm just going to wrap up this stream, and I will be back next Wednesday. Or, I mean, if you watch my videos, I'm going to be back tomorrow because there's a video coming out tomorrow. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks for coming and participating. And I'll see you guys in the next one.